While the trip will only officially be announced early next week, we can confirm Antonio Guterres' attendance, making it the first time a UN Secretary-General attends a BRICS Summit, a likely nod to the growing importance of the bloc. BRICS does account for more than 40% of the world's population and more than 25% of the global economy. And with several countries indicating a desire to join the bloc, this might grow in the years ahead. Our interlocutors here have indicated that a key focus area of the Secretary-General will be the renewal of the Black Sea grain deal and its importance to the stability of global food prices. In the context of growing food insecurity around the world, exacerbated by climate and conflict, particularly the impacts the war in Europe has had on food exports from Ukraine. This was the SG speaking in July after Russia's decision to quit the landmark agreement.
Ultimately, participation in these agreements is a choice, but struggling people everywhere and developing countries don't have a choice. Hundreds of millions of people face hunger and consumers are confronting a global cost of living crisis, and they will pay the price.
Of import to BRICS leaders will be the SG's vocal push for an overhaul of international financial institutions after a report from the UN earlier this year pointed to some 3.3 billion people, almost half of humanity, who live in countries that spend more on debt interest payments than on education or health.
Deep reforms to the global financial system will not happen overnight, but there are many steps we can take right now. Our proposals include an effective debt workout mechanism that supports payment suspensions, longer lending terms and lower rates, including for vulnerable middle-income countries.
While he almost never travels without a message on the heavy lifting required on climate change and all of the Sustainable Development Goals, where implementation is lagging dramatically at the midway point of the 2030 agenda. Guterres will also use the opportunity to engage with leaders at the summit. China and India represent the second and fifth largest economies in the world, and both President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi seen as key brokers in geopolitics. And while Russian President Vladimir Putin will join virtually, his chief diplomat, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, will likely offer the UN chief another opportunity to engage on ending the war in Ukraine, not to mention engagement on the African Peace Initiative led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Guterres' new Agenda for Peace policy document warns that unless the benefits of international cooperation become more tangible and equitable, and unless states can manage their competition and move beyond their current divisions to find pragmatic solutions to global problems, then human suffering will only worsen. Sherman Bryceby's SABC News, New York.